right, guys. Hey, welcome back. We're going to dive into some training here. Just turn the screen off for a minute there. Wanted to get a chance to see everybody. Hey, that went phenomenal, right? We still got like 70 people on the daggum line right here all across the country. So I don't think we could ask for anything better for our first shot doing this, right? We only had room for 100 people, darn near hit that there, right? And the beauty of Primerica, right, is for 40 years, this has been a company that grows based on multiplication, right? As you're looking at the virus in the news, right, every person that gets the virus infects somewhere between 4 and 7 other people. It's how this thing's spreading across the globe, right? Well, shoot, right? We can take what we learned tonight, the success of that, and next time we do this, right, I'll bring 4 people back with the son of a gun, right? We can do something unbelievable here. I know the feedback I've gotten from people is already pretty significant there. So hopefully that was a blessing to you as well. I'm fired up about what we have going on here. So it wouldn't be a Primerica meeting if we didn't do some recognition here. So go ahead, unmute yourself, get your video on, particularly the RVPs that are in the call. I know obviously we got Joe, we got David, we got Katie, Andy. I'm sorry if I missed somebody else is plugging in that's an RVP right now. But here's what we want to know from last Tuesday through the present. If you've done something in your business for the first time in the last week, we want to hear about it. So who did something for the very first time in their business this past week? Just go ahead and turn your video on, turn your mic on, shout it out.
Well, Cody, I think everybody came first by saying that they did their first op meeting through Zoom.
Woo, right? No doubt about it, right?
Cody, Brooke and I were able to have our first guest to, I guess, our first op meeting via online. So that was awesome. Alex and Sarah were able to join us this evening.
Very good, very good. Great job with that. We had our first guest as well this evening on there. So let's give it up for Brooke and Hugh for that. Who else is something in their business for the first time this past week?
Cody, I did all that. We had 2 people on there tonight for guests. Super excited about it. You did a great job, bro.
Nice, thank you. I appreciate that. Right? Hey, this should be a catch-all category, right? We want to recognize you for something. Anything else before we move on?
I was having a hard time muting myself. Sorry.
It's all good.
So last week I did, for the first time, I went to a networking meeting, and this week, because of the networking meeting, I was able to not only have more confidence to be able to talk to strangers a little better about what I do, but also I got I think 3 KTs out of it, and several, they're all over the team, but I got at least 3 of them booked already for this week.
Yeah, that's a big freaking deal. Great job there. 3 appointments out of that. I love that. That. Very good. What else? Nice.
Hi, my name is Lynn Jennings.
Okay,
I'm a
Lynn.
division leader with David Catan's team. And thank you so much for this presentation. For the first time, I invited a guest, and he's listening now. He has more questions, of course, but he's very interested. So I thank you for the presentation.
I love it. Let's give it up for Lynn there. Very good, very good. I love it. Nice. And if anything else, just we're going to throw it in the chat there in case we miss it, so we can keep it rolling here. How about KTs? Who had a KT in the past week? Go ahead and throw it in the chat there. That'll probably be more efficient. I think we'll do it that way. If you had a KT this past week, throw it in there. We'll recognize you for doing that. We had a couple KTs this past week. Always a good time, right? So people have questions. We got answers now for them out there. KT, right, being the first time you met with a client this past week. Katie got 2 KTs. Great job on that. As you guys are typing there, Amanda and I were just talking on the break, following up with our guests and everything. Just the power of something like this, right? That's I mean, you're never going to replace face-to-face human interaction and a meeting, the energy of that. But I think this is a darn close second. And should we do something like this? We got people all over the house watching in, little watch parties, all kinds of stuff. So it'd be a big deal. Hey, I think we can all commit for the next week. We got to get across whether it be real or virtual kitchen table and see some people. How about an interview? Who interviewed somebody this past week? Carol and David, great job. 2 KTs there.
Hi, this is Benita from David Catan's team. I interviewed someone on the phone and invited them to this out meeting on Zoom, and they're actually on today. So I'm looking forward to maybe thinking that this could happen on a regular basis. That excites me.
Awesome, Benita. Great to hear. Very good, very good. And Katie, so your 2 interviews there as well, right? Great time to be in front of people for sure, right? And lastly, who helped the client out this past week, right? Whether you want to send the video, put it in the chat there. We did. I mean, the amount of business we're doing this week is unbelievable. I had people adding money to the market. We did about 100,000 in business yesterday. Just yesterday alone, people add money into the markets. But who else had some success this past week with clients? Nice. I'm assuming it's a $92,000 annuity, right? Des there. It's not a $92
yeah, that's
annuity.
92,000. I'm sorry. I had my eyes dilated this afternoon.
I love it. That was my assumption. I thought maybe it's a $92 million annuity.
Let's speak that into existence. Yes.
Come on, baby. You do a $92 million annuity, you'd be Primerica's first $10 million earner, right?
There you go.
Oh, that's awesome. I'm sure David loved to override that. So, great job, Maribel and Katie closing the life up there. Brooke and Hugh having an interview. I love it. We'll keep getting better with this thing. Tamara, first sale. Hey, let's give it up for Tamara, Ray. That's a big deal, right? First sale is a big deal there. If you can do 1, you can do 100 of those suckers. So great job. Great job. So anything else, keep typing in the chat there. We'll move on. Hey, just want to give you a couple ideas of things going on right now. This Thursday, the home office is doing a broadcast noon Eastern time. Turning adversity into our advantage. We're so far ahead of the curve as a hierarchy, as a team plugging in together on this. Let me go ahead and mute everybody here. So we're so far ahead of the curve doing this. I promise you, there is not a meeting going on anywhere in Primerica that's as smoothly run as what we have put together here. We've been using this technology for a very long time as a team, and it is going to be a big deal. But I would encourage you to plug in with that. Joe Ward, Jim Meyer, Dave Lipsett there, and Victor, if you speak Spanish. There's going to be a lot of powerful content there. And also extended the periods for the field training bonus. So we've now got an extra 30 days, a total of 90 days to get people through class, and 120 days to rack up that score and get licensed there. As was mentioned in the chat during the meeting, if you happen to be in a state that utilizes Prometric, Michelle, by the way, Michelle Kistenweather's on as well. Michelle made me aware that Prometric has suspended testing for the next month, right? And so we're going to lead through this challenge, right? And the reality is, right, someone that's not licensed right now is going to look at that as a disadvantage, but that's a huge advantage. They had an extra month to build a team to take the class with them, to get a license with them, right? Would you rather be all by yourself, a lone little soldier having a license, or would you rather have 3, 5, 10 people to override once you get that license, right? We're going to, oh man, I bet that happens everywhere. That's the best thing we could hope for, right? We're going to have a flood of people ready to test when those doors open up, right? So a couple other things, incentives on the line this month. We got the Primerica app. You sign in on that sucker, gets you 100,000 points. Hopefully everyone's done that one already. 1 by 1,000. Your first personal recruit and personal $1,000 of life insurance production gets you 100,000 points towards the Broadmoor and a Freedom for Families rally towel. 3 by 3,000 gets you $200 in Broadmoor, $200 in Broadmoor bucks, and 150,000 builders premium points towards the Rocky Mountain Summit. Every recruit counts for 5,000 after that. Unbelievable there. And hey, with 3 by 3,000, there's some magic that happens at 3 by 3,000. I love the call the companies called this month, right? Because you get 3 directs and do the right things with those directs, clearly you're going to go right 3,000 in production. That's about the easiest thing in the world. But you've primed the pump to go double-digit recruit this month. And I'm telling you, sometimes the company will do a thing where maybe for veterans, the IBA is waived or it's half price for people. Listen, nothing actually moves people to action based on their own circumstances. And we got an incredible opportunity right now to recruit, and Joe's going to close with that. There's new slots in the line for Broadmoor, right? And so here's what we're going to cover this evening. We're going to be talking for the first 20 minutes or so here on leveraging technology. We got 70 people on the call, which I love the fact we have 70 people on the call for training here. So we're going to have the opportunity for a couple of you guys to practice when it comes to sharing your screen and going through a presentation. Building and maintaining a positive mindset. David Catan's going to go through that. I'm telling you, you're in for a treat there. And we're going to have the one, the only, Joe Rutowski closing out tonight and just on really exploding out of this. We got so much opportunity. We've been talking about doing maybe a daytime meeting this coming Friday, some more meetings like this, right? We don't have to spend all week rallying towards one meeting at the office, right? We can have meetings going all the time. So the potential we have with this stuff is unbelievable here. So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna try something here this evening. It might work out really well. It might not work out well. We're gonna figure this technology out together. But Zoom's got the ability to put us all in breakout rooms. And so we're going to divide up into 5. You know what? Actually, we're going to divide up into 7 different rooms. So that'll divide us up into 10 rooms per person there. And we want to kind of go through and practice sharing your presentation. So just real quick, maybe just visual show of hands. How many of you guys are on a computer? How many of you guys are on a computer right now? Okay. Looks from what I can see visually there, it seems like a lot of people are on an iPad or some sort of a phone device. Is that correct? Nice. Okay. So when you're let's spend a couple minutes on technology here. So when you're meeting with a client, because what we want to do is we want to equip you to be able to use this technology effectively with a client. So when you're the one hosting a meeting, hey, by the way, let's give a shout out to our base shop. We got our 2019 championship banner in the mail today. So I forgot that was something up behind me until I could see myself. Oh, nice. Andy got yours too. I love it there. I love it. Andy, take your shirt off. Just wear your banner. Everybody wants to see it. No, I'm just kidding. Don't actually do it. Oh, I love it. I love it. So when you're hosting one of these meetings with a client, you want to be driving it from a PC as opposed to an iPhone or an iPad there. So has anybody never used Zoom to connect with a client before? Nice. Okay. A couple of you guys there. Those of you that are, okay, nice. Yeah, if you're not on video, I'd encourage you to turn your video off. Not, we'll keep chatting on the chat here, right? So if you've never used Zoom to connect with a client, it's a very powerful tool, and it's an effective tool to be able to do this. So just in our business, right, many of our clients live in Pennsylvania, many of them live in New Mexico. They're very far away from us. We've been using this technology for a while. I just want to give you one quick little example here of this is not theory. This is something that works all the time in business. So last year, I had a client here in North Carolina that had moved down here from Washington. And he became a client of ours, met him at church. He referred us to a client that lives up in Washington State. And so at the time, I didn't have a Washington license there. So we met with him over Zoom. And we did the presentation, did the F&A. He loved everything. And so at the end of the presentation, I let him know, hey, I don't have a Washington license. I'll get my Washington license. I just need a commitment. You're ready to do business when we get back together, because I got to pay for that license with the registration process. He's like, yep, absolutely, not going to be a problem. Now this couple, they had $250,000 sitting in their checking account. And I'm a millennial. I mean, computers are my thing. But I'm sitting there talking to this guy going, there's no way this guy is going to let me draft $250,000 out of his checking account, and he's never even met me. It seems like a fair assumption, right? It's like literally as I'm buying my licenses, I'm still like, I just, a piece of me felt like it was going to be a waste of money and that there's no way he would actually do it. But this is just one of his accounts here. And if you look at this on the screen, back last July, purchased by ACH, this fund we put $104,000 into, and the other ones we put the remaining $150,000 into. son of a gun, that guy let me draft $250,000 out of his dadgum checking account on a dude that he had never met in person. Is that unbelievable? Unbelievable. There's life insurance, prepaid legal, all that kind of crap with college funds, everything, all electronically, right? And so I wanted to share that to show you, if a dude that's never met me, that lives literally as far away as possible from me in the country, will let me draft $250,000 out of his account based on a referral, the people that live across town that you don't want to meet with right now because of the virus, they will too. Does that make sense? And I'm confident if they'll give me $250,000, they'll give you $124 for an IBA. Would you agree with that as well? Right? I think we can handle that. So I wanted to give you that quick little case study there, just to let you know this is possible. It's not theory. It's something you're going to be able to run with in a big way here. So inside of Zoom, right? If you're meeting one-on-one with people, you can use Zoom for free, unlimited, when it's a one-on-one meeting. There's no limitations on a one-on-one meeting there. And so if you join tonight just by typing in the code, that's fine. What you'll want to do is create a Zoom account, right? If this is kind of basic, that's okay. This will be recorded. You can share this with your team as your recruitment aren't familiar with it, right? And the company's gonna have great resources as well. So you'll create a Zoom account. And inside of that Zoom account, you've now got the ability to create meetings. The next step up past the free plan is $15 a month for a pro account. That's what you're all sitting on now on our pro account. You've got the ability to create a custom meeting ID, plan meetings into the future, all that's kind of good stuff. Primerica did get a pretty significant discount from Zoom, 15% off. I think the code is Primerica-Zoom. Is that correct? Primerica-Zoom. So if you find yourself in a position where the free one doesn't work for whatever reason, you have the ability to do that. But you can share your screen. You can give control of the mouse to anybody, regardless of what device they're on. The only thing they can't use is a phone to take control of your computer. If they're on an iPad or other device, it works out perfect. So when you're on there, right? Look at Zoom right now. You should all have a real big green button that says Share Screen. Do you see that?
Yep.
So on that share screen, you've got the ability, if you're on a computer, to do that. You can do it on an iPad, but it's not a great experience. You'd want to launch that from a computer. And so once you've got that share screen button there, whatever you got on your computer, it's very easy to do. Does anybody consider them like not a technology person? Nice, nice. I can't stand there with you. I love technology, but this is one of these things that we have to get good at, given the timing that we're in, and it's very easy to use. It's incredibly easy to use. And so I wanted to show you. So let's say I'm going to get somebody off to a fast start here, right? So whether it be a presentation, wherever the case may be. There. And so if I'm sitting down with somebody, easily able to share them, whatever your fast start planner looks like, we're able to go through and do that just like we did the presentation this evening. If we're on a Turbo app, at the very top, if you're on a PC, you've got a button that says Remote Control on it. Once you've got something shared on your screen, you can give control to somebody, right? So if I wanted to give control, say to the first one on the list here alphabetically happens to be Brooke and Hugh, right? Great job having a B name there, right? But so Brooke, you should have had something pop up on your screen there, right? So you got full control over that screen now, right?
I have the power.
Nice. I love that there, right? When you're in a Turbo app, you've got the ability to have them type in with their social, all of those kind of things there. So I'm gonna take that away from you there, but is good. So oops, let me go. So taking that off the screen, right? So just real quick, right? Are there any challenges or questions that anybody has run into when it comes to using Zoom? And as you're thinking about that, if you have a question, so does somebody else on the call. They're just too afraid to ask, right? So are there any questions or challenges you run into using Zoom? We got 65 people that are total experts when it comes to that, right? That means there better be 65 IBAs coming in somewhere across the country tomorrow, because we're all experts that's using this, right?
The struggle that I'm having with Zoom is like I'm logged in on my Zoom account, but if I'm like off video because I'm like nursing the baby, my picture doesn't show up. It just shows up as my initials.
Okay, so so on your so you have to go on the computer, right? So when you're on the website for Zoom there, so it'll look like this. So on a profile on the Zoom website, you'll have a profile picture here. So here's where you're able to change that picture there.
I have that, and I changed it today because I thought maybe like the picture just wasn't doing it. So I resubmitted a picture, and it's still not showing.
Gotcha. Yeah, good question on that. Right? As long as it's on there and you're logged in when you join the meeting, that should pull up your picture.
Okay.
But with regards to that, sometimes even though you're logged in and you never logged out, sometimes you have to log out of the Zoom and log back in to re-register your login. So that's why you have that problem, okay?
That's a great point, right? Because on the settings tab here, there's a million settings. Anytime you change something on your Zoom thing, that's a great point, right? To log out and log back in order for that to get refreshed there. So very good point with that. That'll almost certainly fix that. Thank you, whoever said that. I didn't see who said that, but great job.
Yes, thank you.
That was Desiree.
Nice, great job, Des. I love it. I love it there. So that's perfect, right? So you've got the ability to schedule that. Do Turbo apps. Has anybody completed a Turbo app over Zoom before?
Yes.
Awesome. Good job, Des. Right. Listen, if you've never completed a Turbo app over Zoom and you already got a license, right? We've got. I want to challenge you in the next 3 to 5 days. You go do your first a piece of business over Zoom, right? Because especially technology is a challenge to you, right? If you remember back that first time you did a KT, that was probably pretty scary, but once you did it, wasn't that bad, right? So same thing with technology. We got to go use this, put it to work, and once we do, we'll be end up in a much better spot there. So any other questions when it comes to Zoom here? Nice. This is good. Well, my part ended up being a whole lot shorter than it needed to be there. So I love it. I love it. So we'll use this stuff. We'll put it to work. It's gonna be fantastic. So now what we're gonna move into now, right? David Catan is gonna spend a little bit of time with us. And the first time I met David, right, it is so abundantly clear that he's got the ability to communicate a message about where our mind needs to be, probably better than anyone I've ever heard speak from, right? I feel like every time I hear David speak, I should be paying him as a professional speaker, right? As a professional motivational speaker, right? Because he has the ability to bring content that's valuable, but so pertinent. And so I asked him to put together a message on mindset right now because frankly, we've all got to be mentally tough if we're going to go in anyways in business, but that's even more important right now than really ever before. So I think you're going to get a lot of value out of what David has put together. So turn it over to you. Let's give it up, David Catan.
All right. Hey, thank you, Cody. Thank you.
Woohoo!
Appreciate that. First of all, Cody, you did absolutely phenomenal job. Both you and Joe, excellent opportunity meeting. And also I want to congratulate every person that contributed and changed the scoreboard, the MVPs of the night. You're the MVPs. You changed the scoreboard. You helped the family in some way. Congratulations. I want to, first, let me just bring up my screen. Give me 1 second. A couple of things I want to make sure I have some visual aid here. Everybody on the call, you can use your chat. Well, that's loading. Would you agree that everybody on the call right now and everybody that you know is looking and seeking for happiness? I know all the time, everybody I meet, they want to be happier. Even if they're happy, there's a room for improvement in that area. Am I right? And this is according to Dale Carnegie. I don't know if you've ever heard of Dale Carnegie. He's a philosopher. He wrote the book, How to Win Friends and Influence People. And I mean, he's a lot smarter than me. And he said, and there's one sure way to find happiness, and that is, or joy, right? That is controlling your thoughts. And ever since I heard that, Cody, I've been seeking out, man, how can I get better at controlling my thoughts? Everybody on the call, what are your thoughts? What are your feelings? What results are you looking to have? Joe talked about multiple streams of income, having an incredible business. Cody talked about building a client base. How many people on the call would love to be more productive in their business? Or maybe the result you're looking for is you want to lose weight, or maybe a better relationship, right? Whatever it is, he's saying, what this is saying is that if you control your thoughts, all the results that you want are easier to obtain. Okay, so now let's look at this. This is from The Secret. The Secret is really, everything comes from this book called Think and Grow Rich. Now, here's my question to you. It says, your entire life is the result of those that you, I'm sorry, this thing is in my way. Hold on a second. Okay, your entire life is the result of the thoughts you have been thinking, and it will change as you begin to change your thoughts and feelings. So as we break this down, what it's saying is the result that I want to be a district leader. I want to be a regional vice president. I want to make $100,000 a year. I want to do diamonds. I want to have a better relationship with my spouse. I want to be successful. I want to be healthy. I want, right, whatever it is, whatever result that we want, it starts with your thinking, because your thinking actually affects the way you feel. I remember, man, sometimes I would go to an event, and even if I'm doing well, I'd walk into the event and started feeling bad because people were doing better. And all of a sudden, you know, because I'm like, what? But I could not figure out, why was I feeling bad? Until I realized, David, what are you thinking about? What thoughts are you having right now? Because your thoughts are actually dictating what kind of feelings you're having. So what happens is, all the results we want come from our thoughts, because our thoughts determine how we feel. You will not even get out of bed if you feel like it's too cold outside the covers. In other words, every action we take, every result we get is because we feel a certain way. So if you feel good, you will actually do good. All right, we're going to break that down. We're going to talk about that. Now, I heard this forever. Action changes things. Act. And here's the, you might have heard Hector Lamarck talk about the 7 fundamentals. You might have heard Larry Weidel talk about the 4-point game plan. And you know the 4-point game plan like the back of your hand. You know the 7, you know you're supposed to prospect. You know you're supposed to use Zoom. You know that you're supposed to, talk to that person over there or talk to that person over there, but you somehow cannot get yourself to do it. So my question was, how do I close the gap between knowing and doing? How do I get myself to take action, right? Those are the questions David started asking himself. And it was like, actions changes things. So if I get myself moving, I know things will change. But here's the challenge. I can't get myself to do what I know I'm supposed to do. I know I'm not supposed to eat those cookies, right? But I go eat them anyway. Right? So how do I control that? Let's go into this. Let's look at how this works. I want you to imagine that every line on this page is a frequency. It's a vibration, it's a frequency. And each frequency is connected to the one above and to the one below. We actually think on frequencies. So if I took my phone, if you take your phone, and because of the frequency we're on, we could connect. It doesn't matter what state you're in. It doesn't matter. You could be on the other side of the country, and we can connect because we're on the same frequency. You can go into your car, turn on your radio, hear from, right, a particular radio station once you're on the same frequency. Now, we understand that in technology, but we don't realize that our thoughts, we think on frequencies. So what happens is What frequency are we thinking on? Most of us, and David, right? I'm thinking on the frequency of my results. So I look at my results and, oh, I'm not there. I didn't hit the goal that I wanted. I wanted that promotion. I wanted to pass my state exam. Oh, so your thought goes down, your vibration goes down, your frequency. So what happens is we're thinking on the frequency of our results. Our results is being the boss of our mind. What's happening right now, we turn on the news and we hear all this and that, and we immediately get a feeling of a fear. We get a fear, we get afraid, right? So that's why I always recommend everyone, get the information you need, but don't watch the news 24 hours, 7 days a week. They want you to watch the news 24 hours, 7 days a week. So therefore, they're not telling you how many people, got the virus and already got over the virus. That's not news. Oh, 70,000 people already had it and are doing well. That wouldn't make any news. So they're just gonna tell you all the bad news. So you have to realize where are my thoughts? What vibration am I on? What frequency? What am I thinking about? And I want to challenge us to think about where we want to go, to think about our goals. So what frequency is our goal on? That's the frequency we want to get on. We want to raise our vibration. We want to raise our frequency. So if my current thought process is on 98.7 and I want to hear the music on 101.9, what do I have to do? I have to raise my frequency. I have to raise my vibration and then I want to stay there. I want to stay on my goals. I want to stay on what I want. So instead of thinking about what I don't want, I want to think about what I do want. As a matter of fact, I even changed the way I pray. Before I used to pray, oh Lord, please don't let this happen. Please don't let that happen. Oh Lord, please. I changed that. I started realizing I was praying wrong. I was praying, when you're praying, you're not supposed to pray for what you don't want. You're supposed to pray for what you do want. As a matter of fact, you want to pray as if it's already done. I heard T.D. Jakes say it this way: give him praise on credit. I'm like that. I love the way, I'm like, wow, that's amazing. I'm going to praise him on credit. I'm going to praise him as if it's done already. So I start off my prayer with thank you. Thank you, Lord, for great health. Thank you, Lord, for great relationships. Thank you, Lord, for a great business. Thank you, Lord, for a great team. Thank you for this finger and that finger. I take nothing for granted. I want to thank you for everything. And amazing things happen when you do that. It changes your frequency. It changes. Now, I want you to go on the chat and put down, what is it that you want? What are you thankful for? What are you grateful for? Put that on the chat right now. What are you going for this week, this month? What goals do you have? And get pictures of it. Get other people, get an accountability partner that you can connect with, okay? That can hold you and remind you, hey, this is what we're going for, and we're going for it together. Okay. I just want to go over some of the different things you can do to change the results. Instead of saying, hey, when this happens, then I'm going to go for my goal. Instead of saying, when I become a regional vice president, then I'm going to behave like a regional vice president. There's no when this is. You want to change that. You want to behave like it's now. You want to see, we don't want to rely on what we can see right now. It's like the bamboo tree. You won't see it right now, but you keep planting, you keep seeding, you keep watering, because the bamboo tree is growing under the earth. And then once it breaks ground, it grows 90 feet in 90 days. So most people are making decisions on their results, but we want to make decisions based on the goals we want to go to. Instead of decisions on results, on where I am now, I'm making decisions on where I want to go. So your mind and thoughts are down here on this frequency, but you want to bring them up to the goal frequency. You don't want to make decisions based on where you are right now. You want to make decisions based on where you want to go or where you're going. As a matter of fact, I want to let you know it's already there and you just got to go get it. That's how I believe. Okay, so real quick, this is for your notes. I'm going to go over this quick. There's two different mindsets. You got the growth mindset and the fixed mindset. So the growth mindset is completely different than the fixed mindset. Explosive growth comes from when you have a growth mindset. So when you talk to Cody or when you talk to Joe, they got a growth mindset. When you talk to Andy, shoot, they got a growth mindset. Desiree Ledin, our regional vice president in Florida, in Texas, she has a growth mindset. Every time we talk, she's talking about growing, taking over. So here's the mindset of so if you want to know, do I have a growth mindset or fixed mindset? A growth mindset says, I can learn anything I want to. A fixed mindset, I'm either good at it or I'm not. A fixed mindset says, when I'm frustrated, what do? I give up. What do most people do when they're frustrated? What do most people do when they get a setback? What do most people do when they hit a negative surprise? There's a negative surprise in their life. What do most people do? They give up. That's how they've been taught, right? They've been taught by average people, average parents, average teachers. That's how average people think. When I don't like to be challenged. When I fail, they say, oh, I'm no good. But successful people, growth-minded people, champions, they say, when I'm frustrated, I persevere. I remember hearing an interview about Stephen Curry. He's part of the Golden State Warriors. He can miss 20 shots the night before, come back like it never happened, and play that game and do something that nobody's ever done. I'm like, how did he do that? Because he doesn't hold on to it. He knows how to let it go. Okay, I missed that shot, no problem. Get on to the next one. Growth mind says, I want to challenge myself and I want to be challenged. See, average people they can't stand accountability. They do not like to be held accountable. They do not like to work with other people. They just want to be alone, not coachable, not doing, just over there, low numbers, not making any money, don't want to be held accountable, just want to be average. But people with growth mindset, they want to be held accountable. I want to be challenged. I want to have high expectations. I want someone to make sure I do what I say I'm going to do. Keep me on point. When I fail, I learn from it. That's a Mamba mentality, right? They asked Kobe Bryant, if you fail, how do you feel about it? If you lose a game, how do you feel about it? He said, excited. I said, what? Kobe's the most competitive person I've ever heard. He said excited. When he loses, he's excited. I said, well, what do you mean? What do you mean you lost? He goes, no. The process after you win or lose is the same. The process is, I'm going to learn from what just happened. I may have lost the game, but I'm not going to lose the lesson. And I'm going to take that and I'm going to apply it to the next game. I'm going to apply it to the next, because I'm going to be in this situation again tomorrow, next week, next month. I'm going to meet that opponent and I need to know what I did, what didn't work, right? And I'm going to apply it to the next game. Growth mindset says, tell me I tried hard. That's what I want to hear. I want you to say, man, Dave, you tried. Man, David, you put in an effort. Fixed mindset says, tell me I'm smart, right? Growth mindset says, if you succeed, I'm inspired. Fixed mindset says, if you succeed, I feel threatened. See, here we have to be excited about this success that's going on, because we're next. When you hear excitement and people changing the scoreboard, don't send them hate. Don't envy them. Don't wish them. No, be inspired. I'm next. I'm gonna be the biggest cheerleader. I'm gonna be the one who's screaming out the most. My effort and attitude determine everything. There's only two things I control, and that's my activity, right? And my attitude. My attitude is everything. Okay, let me close out with this. and this is right from Proverbs. I mean, Think and Grow Rich is, they start off their title with think and grow rich. That's how important and by the way, all of that stuff comes from the Bible, right? For as a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. There it is again. What are you thinking about? The heart and mind is connected. So if I can control my thoughts, I can create what I want. I can get on that vibration and become a co-creator in that manifestation. Hold on a second. I just want to say one thing on this. When you're thinking about, if thoughts create things, I want to be very careful about what I'm thinking. So I want to be the boss of my thoughts. I want to be what it's me versus me. It's not me versus anyone. It's me versus me. Now I can't monitor all my thoughts because there's so many, but I can monitor my feeling. And that's why it says, for as a man thinketh in his heart, you can monitor your feelings. And you could say, I'm feeling a little afraid right now. I'm feeling a little scared. I'm feeling a little hurt. Oh my gosh, I'm feeling a little anxiety. What am I thinking about? Oh, I'm thinking about failing. Oh, I'm thinking about this person saying no. Oh, change that. All right. And one other thing I wanted to leave you with. The only thing worse than being blind is having sight, but no vision. Helen Keller said that. And she was born, right, with no eyes, dumb, not able to hear, not able to speak, but she had vision, right? The only thing worse than being blind is having sight, but no vision. So what you want to focus on is your vision board, where you're going, what you're looking to create, what you want, the number of people you're going to help. Right now, last year we closed with 342 new regional vice presidents. I want you going to bed tonight imagining yourself as a new vice president, or as a vice president that promotes regional vice presidents, a senior vice president, a national, a vice president of vice presidents. Because if you have the ability to imagine it, you have the ability to create it. If you can see it in your mind, you can hold it in your hand. Art Williams had a vision, and his system was multiplication. 3, 9, 27, 81, going deep. Art Williams brought in a guy by the name of Bobby Brisson. Look at their ownership worth. Art Williams, Bobby Brisson, Mike Tuttle, Mike Sharp, Susie Younger, all multi-millionaires in this business, but they weren't before they got in. But they bought into Art's vision. Well, people are buying into your vision. You got to have a big one. I want to share a local success story. Ronell Burns, he's one of our friends. He put this out on our group me this morning. He has a person who just became a $200,000 earner and joined the business 9 months ago. That is a testimony that the system is better now than ever before. You talk about am I getting in at the right time? Is this the right time to get in? Oh my Lord. 9 months ago, this young couple joined Primerica. They licensed, now you see here it says licensed 59 people, 59. That was after replacement. He left Ronell with 21 licenses, took 59 with him. He's in the business only 9 months. And I'm telling you that in 9 months from now, your life could be completely different than it is today. I mean, you can be a $200,000 earner. That's what's going on right now. In the Bible, leave you with Matthew 7:7. It says, ask and it will be given to you. That means you got to be asking. You got to be asking for what you want. You got to be talking about it. Seek and you will find. That means action. Action. And you walk with faith. T.D. Jakes said, you cannot see in a storm. That's why he told you to walk by faith. Garcia and I are praying for you right now. We're praying for all of our teammates. And we want you to stay connected in your faith. That's a place, when you go connected to your faith, that's a place of peace, okay? And you come in from love. From love, that's where the harmony is. That's how you create, from love. You want to help people do better, right? What's going on right now that's not a surprise to God. okay? So you lean on him in these kind of times. This is when you use the faith. It's not like you just use faith on Sunday between 9 and 12. No, now's the time. This is what we've been preparing for. And now you walk by faith, right? You don't make permanent decisions on a temporary storm. No matter how raging the billows are today, remind yourself, this too shall pass, all right? And this right now, what we're going through, this is gonna pass. So when it passes, we're gonna have a bigger team. We're gonna have a bigger client base. We're gonna have more regional vice presidents that promote regional vice presidents than anyone else in the company. I'm so excited. I'm so excited for you. Cody, I'm gonna turn it back over to you.
That is exactly, David, what I wanted you to share, right? Very powerful, right? Yeah, we can definitely give him a round of applause for that, right? And you look at something like that, and you're like, what's that have to do with financial services? Well, just everything, because it has to do with winning in business, right? It has to be with putting our head where it needs to be, so we can go win, right? And then thoughts absolutely are things, right? You mentioned very briefly The Secret, right? If you've not watched The Secret, I would encourage you to go do that. One of the most life-changing things I've ever watched in my life, and so that's a big deal. We're going to bring Joe up here to close us out and drive us home strong, right? But if you just look at the scoreboard in Primerica right now, there is no reason to take a break. You look at the top base shop in the country, already 60 recruits right now in the month. And on the life insurance side of things, there are 60, 50, 40, $30,000 base shops right now. And it's just unbelievable that people really do understand company-wide that there's no reason to slow down right now. If you did a Google Trend search of life insurance, it's off the chart. People are concerned about the markets, and now's the time to hit the gas, not slow down. And that's exactly what Joe's going to bring us home with, is really exploding from here. And we'll be in touch on our game plan for everything else digitally. But to bring us home, let's bring up the unbelievable Joe frickin' Rutowski.
Thanks, Cody, man. David, great job, brother. You represented very well, my friend. All right, so listen, a couple of thoughts, okay? In these times right now, okay, think about this, okay? There's a lot of poop, right, going on, okay? I can say poop, right? Poop's not a bad word. We all deal with it, okay? Hopefully you got toilet paper to deal with it, because that's apparently a problem in our country, right? So look at it like this. With all this poop, there's got to be a pony in there somewhere. That's the mental toughness. That's the positive, optimistic you that this country needs to see. So we can't be going along with, oh my God, can you believe? Okay, nobody can believe it. It's a shock to every single one of us. But if we keep emphasizing what's happening, we're going to get caught up with the mediocrity of this world. Okay, we have a war against mediocrity. Okay, we had a conference call with Jim Meyer and the senior leaderships that he overrides. And what's happening right now doesn't affect everybody. Okay, I promise you, it doesn't affect all the top leaders in Primerica, doesn't affect lots and lots of wealthy business owners. It affects the working class, okay, middle class, okay, and lower middle class. So we have to become beacons of hope and opportunity. I remember when the dot-com era happened, okay, everybody was, oh my God, and all of a sudden all these entrepreneurs came about and many of them have became wealthy. I remember September 11th, 2001, we honestly thought, if you were around, okay, you thought the world was coming to an end. The Dow Jones was at $6,000. Now we're at 21,000 and everybody's panicking, okay? There's still a lot of millionaires and multimillionaires and billionaires that were created in that awful stretch of time, okay? So now when everything's down, be excited, rejoice, okay? Be pumped up. I'm a shopper, okay? But I love getting deals. Okay, right now the market's on sale. So that means you and I have to get excited about getting more people into that, provided they have cash and they understand that truly the best time is to buy low and to sell high. Make sense? Okay, so what I want to encourage you to do is think like this. Most people gravitate to mediocrity, they gravitate to negativity, they gravitate to, the world. But we're all leaders. When you signed your $124 independent business application, you gave up the right to think like everybody else. You were born to do great things with Primerica. You were born to do this. Now we have to go do this. So a couple of things I'm going to share with you, okay? I'm reading an awesome book. It's called Getting Everything You Can Out of All You've Got. And it's really, really powerful what I'm going to share with you. So hopefully you get some mileage out of this. Frank Hauser, Louis Crandall, Richard and Maurice McDonald. How many of these names do you recognize? Frank Hauser designs and constructs displays and booths for trade shows. A few years ago, two young guys asked Frank if he could design something for their little startup company so they would look flashy at the trade show. They couldn't pay him cash, so they offered to give him stock in their startup business. Frank declined the offer. No, thank you. The two young men were Steve Wozniak and Stephen Jobs. Is that incredible? They missed out. He missed out on getting involved with Apple, what Steve Jobs did for that company. Louis Crandall, he sold half of his store for $1,200 to his partner, Mr. Woolworth. Woolworths were in business for over 100 years. Richard and Maurice McDonald, okay, this kind of gave it away, sold their hamburger stand concept and name to a 51-year-old salesman named Ray Kroc. He went on to create a multi-billion-dollar organization. We all know that, okay? Nobody on this conference eats there because we're all healthy, David, right? Right? Good luck with that one. My goodness. So how many of these names do you recognize? Ted Turner, Bill Gates, okay, Rupert Murdoch, Donald Trump, Warren Buffett, probably all of them. And this is the reason why. The first group of unknowns never saw the opportunities for breakthroughs that were right in front of them. The second group did, and that's what they got. So this is what a breakthrough is, and this is what we're all doing right now. This is a breakthrough. Cody, I'm so grateful that I met you and that we're working together because you're going to teach me some stuff that I am not good at yet, okay? I don't think I'm going to be at your level. I'm not competing with you with this technology shit, but man, you are really good, dude, and I thank you for doing this crap because I'm not good at it yet. So thank you. So this is what I said a breakthrough is. It's unconventionally fresh, superior, more exciting ways of doing something. Breakthroughs are the dramatic improvements in each area that make you more powerful, efficient, effective, and productive, and more valuable, inspiring to your clients. So let's check this out as I wrap up. It still boils down to we have to have conversations with people. We have to have lots and lots of conversations with people that want to have conversations back with us. Once again, don't be going on about the negativity of the world, okay? Keep it positive. Be the spotlight in their life that you have hope and opportunity to offer to them. Think about what's going on for them. They lose their job. There's money in a 401k. Hopefully they can roll over to who? You. You have a securities license. People are worried about dying, okay? We provide life insurance, the best kind, term life insurance, very inexpensive, high face amount. So from the financial standpoint, you're making money from what's going on with their crappy jobs. Shake your head if you agree. Business now. We want to recruit them. You just don't want to be a salesman. You want to recruit and you want to develop leaders that can work underneath you. So now you say to them, hey, listen, can you do what I just did? And get great. Become a master question asker. Listen, are you happy with what happened to you? Is it ever going to get any better in the future? Have you ever thought about going into business for yourself? How did you feel when I helped you put together this financial plan? Felt pretty good, didn't it? Well, could you see yourself doing this with the proper training? And when they say yes, you say, man, you are making the smartest decision of your adult life. I'm going to coach you like I just did. You're going to get lubricated lips, and you're going to share this with anybody else that wants to listen, which, by the way, is the world. Everybody right now more than ever realizes that their jobs are disposable and their finances aren't solid. There were so many people, in these last 11 years, there was a lot of wealth created in our country. There were so many people that we prospected, and this is what I would get. This is what you got from them. Now I'm good. I'm good. I got a good job. They ain't saying that crap no more. They are walking on eggshells. They're scared. They're terrified. They're having restless sleeps, man. It's awful what's going on, but not to you and I, because we are hope dealers. We're going to share this with them. If they're open, and if they're not, they're going to be like Frank. They're going to be like the McDonald brothers, okay? They're going to miss it. Just make sure you don't miss it. Make sure you don't get caught up with all the crap of the world, okay? This isn't Armageddon, okay? The world ain't coming to an end, and if it is, then we ain't going to be here to talk about it. I don't think it is, okay? All I know is that people need hope and opportunity now more than ever in 2020. This decade of dominance, I think it started off perfect. I honestly think that it could not have started any better to be at the market the way it is, the way people are so insecure with their jobs. We have 10 plus years to use that for our growth, for their success now in Primerica. But you got to understand this. You're still going to be told no. You're still going to be shut down. You're still going to be told that, nah, this isn't for me. I'm not into sales. I had somebody tell me I'm not a salesperson. She works in a warehouse. I said, so you're a warehouse person? Like, that's the dumbest thing anybody could ever say. All of us are human beings. All of us are supposed to get along, which means that we have to have conversations. So your conversation with somebody is about money and finance. It's about helping them become debt-free. It's about showing them how to become financially independent. Talk about being positive. That's the greatest conversation you can have with somebody when it comes to their business life. So let's be more bold. Let's be more passionate. Let's be more excited. But you know what the facts are? You got to work on this sucker now more than ever, because you're going to watch something on the news, or hopefully you don't, okay? You're going to get a text message on your phone about, oh my God, this is what's going on. You need to have blinders on, and you need to focus on your goals like what David was just talking about. Your frequencies are going to be normal, okay? Because you're normal. You're going to have your doubts. But Cody just shows you Primerica ain't stopping. Primerica ain't, we're going like this, and we want you to come along with us for the ride. These next 10 years, we talked before this happened, that these next 10 years, anybody that wants to be somebody can be a multimillionaire within these next 10 years. That young couple, 9 months at $200,000 of income, that ain't my story. I was broke 2 years into this thing. I was scared 2 years into this thing. I didn't have that confidence. I didn't have that meteoric success. Meteoric, that's a big word, Cody, huh? Right? I didn't have that crap. But what I had was heart. I had perseverance. I had coachability. I showed up to the meetings when they had the meetings there so I could learn from people that were more successful than I was. And then we kept going, and all of a sudden things started to happen. But now is the time for you and I to have more conversations than we've ever had about Primerica before. A smile goes a long way. Be optimistic in their life. Be positive in their life. They need you and I. Our families need you and I. Okay, our close to become the happiest, most optimistic person we've ever been. So here's what the facts are. Some will. Some won't, so what? But someone's waiting for your phone call. Now, people are truly scared about sitting down with people, okay, because of what's going on. So you want to pose the question to them. Hey, I really want to talk with you about my business. I honestly think this could be a good fit for you. Would you prefer a video conference, or would you prefer in-person, face-to-face? And put it on them like that. So you're offering them a video conference as a possibility. This way they're not going to say no immediately, because anybody can have their computer open for 30 to 45 minutes. You want to keep it brief with them. And if they say, no, I'm cool, okay, great. I'll bring over some sanitizer just to make sure that you really feel comfortable. By the way, you're going to love the information I'm going to share with you. This could be a life-changing 35 to 45 minutes with me. I promise you. I'll guarantee that. So give them the option, video, face-to-face. You can transact all kinds of business on this darn web conference here. And that's the bottom line. You can recruit them right here. You can close their business right here. And then you can even do remote different appointments with them through this Zoom. And then once everything settles down, like this too shall pass, we know this stuff. Once it settles down, boom, we go back to blocking and tackling face-to-face, okay? I don't know if handshakes are going to go out of style forever. I don't know, but whatever, okay? Pressing flesh is supposed to be healthy, you know, nursing the baby, all that kind of stuff, okay? I think those videos should be on, not sure. I'm like, that's a joke, Cody. So here's my final thought, okay? We do need more regional vice presidents. Primerica is a regional vice president company. This is a company that was designed for people that aren't big shots yet, but want to be big shots. This was a company designed for the underdog. This was a company designed for people that were told they weren't good enough. Man, you ain't good enough for something like that. But all of us believed in ourselves a little bit, and then a little bit more, and then all of a sudden you get to the point where nothing is going to stop you from achieving your goals and dreams. These are great times in Primerica. The country needs us. They truly need you and I. They need something in their life that they can have hope again. Let's get their finances checked over. Let's get them into the business. Let's get them some cash flow, and let's get them some stability, probably for once in their life. And when I had said earlier, I know all of you got that point. If you had a job right now and you were the only income from that job and everything that you did relied on your household budget, you'd be scared crap. But when you're building a Primerica business and you can produce because you're a leader yourself, and then you can go recruit, train, and develop other people, now you have them making money for themselves. Now you got passive income. You have residual income from the clients that you are helping, as well as the reps that are helping clients, and everybody involved in that equation wins. We are the luckiest men and women on this planet that we get a chance every single day to play Primerica. I'm grateful to be in this business. I'm appreciative of your friendships. And I know one thing, we are going to the TOP with every single one of you, provided we all do what's necessary. And that's go talk to lots and lots of people about Primerica so we can change their life along with ours. Cody, I'll take it back to you, buddy.
Awesome, man. Let's give it up for Mr. Witowski. I love it, man. I love it. A great message for this time, right? And so, hey, I think it's safe to assume that we all loved what happened tonight, right? This is good. So stay plugged in to your RVP. We're gonna put our heads together here. We have the opportunity to do lots of meetings like this all the time, right? We'll still keep the training likely to once a week, but we're gonna come together like never before and do something special. So I appreciate all of you guys, right? That were on this evening, and it's like anything when it's new, you're like, hey, is this gonna be good or bad? Well, we know it's good now, right? So next time we got a meeting that we can plug somebody into, you get somebody now on this daggum meeting, right? We got lots of vice presidents, right, that we can pull from, different viewpoints that we can bring into you guys. We're going to be able to expose you to so many more leaders through the wonders of technology than we ever could on a local basis at all of our offices. So stay safe, practice your social distancing, but your mouth closening with people. Let's have a great rest of our evening. We love you guys. Let's go do something special.
Woo! Great job, teammate.
Thank you.